Good morning, afternoon. Let me set this up properly. Okay, so we're going to be discussing the Texas Revolution from 1835 to 1836. Keep in mind that we came to this originally with Mexico becoming its own country, leaving Spain, and they wanted to colonize Texas. They had Anglos come in as impresarios, and all that kind of stuff happened. And that was all during this time. Um, and so now we get to the actual revolution. So the first thing you want to do is you want to watch the first 3 minutes and 22 seconds of the Brain Pop video and focus on these four actions as you watch them. They did four things. They did a little bit more, and they kind of go through it better with the Brain Pop video, but you just click on this link and you watch the first 3 minutes and 22 seconds. They did some things that angered the Texans, the Anglos. They banned U.S. immigration, so no more Anglos were allowed to come into Texas. They taxed imported goods. That would mean goods coming from the United States. Then they also banned slavery, imported slavery, and a lot of these Texans were slave owners. And then finally, when Stephen F. Austin went down to Texas, not down to Texas, down to Mexico City, they imprisoned him. He thought he was going to have a conversation, and they imprisoned him. But the video says it explains a little better. Watch that, kind of get some of the details. And then you have the next thing that occurs. Those were kind of events that led them to be upset. Then we get to October 2nd, 1835. We have the Battle of Gonzales, which was the first battle of the Texas Revolution. The citizens of Gonzales refused to give up their cannon to Mexican authorities. The cannon was fired. These were the first shots of the Texas Revolution. And there's a video here that you can watch that, if it'll work for me. Just a short 1 minute and 16 seconds, kind of gives you some context. Remember, whenever you're watching videos, you can go to the closed captioning, go to settings.
Lopez de Santa Anna, Presidente de Mexico, to surrender your cannon to me at this moment. Gonzales, come and take it.
So there's the first shots of the Texas Revolution right there. And so whenever there's a link, that's just sort of how you get to it. Then we go to other parts of the Battle of Gonzales. This is the first battle of the Texas Revolution. Just like the Battle of Lexington marked the start of the American Revolution, they'll sometimes call it the Lexington of Texas. Santa Anna wanted to take back the cannon that was given to the Texas rebels to defend themselves against Indian raids or Native Americans. The Texans won this little battle because they were unable to get the flag, get that cannon, and this flag is known as kind of a symbol today. People use it for gun rights, where they'll put a gun in there and they'll say, come and take it. So it's become very famous, and it's sort of this defiance, this idea that you're not going to be able to tell us what to do. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put those from the Brain Pop video. You're going to put the actions of the Mexican government down here. You're going to answer these questions on the Battle of Gonzales. What did the people of Gonzales refuse to surrender to Mexican authorities? What was significant about the Battle of Gonzales? And then finally, using this feelings chart, how did the actions of the Mexican government make the Texans feel? Why? And how did the Battle of Gonzales make the Texans feel? And then why? So just give me a little bit there. And then, so those are the two events you're talking about here, the four events that the Mexican government did, the four things that they did in their laws that affected Texas, and then the Battle of Gonzales. Okay, and that will be it. Do the best you can and then submit it when you are